Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ashlyn Sloan, and today I will be presenting to you a presentation about digital citizenship and technology in classroom settings. To start, we will be going over the order in which our slides will be shown and discussing digital citizenship. So, to start, we will talk about online privacy and what it is, the acceptable uses and policies in public schools, cheating and plagiarism in the classroom, copyright laws and how they affect students and teachers, and then for our summary, we will be talking about what digital citizenship actually is. So, online privacy is known as one person's ability to control their personal information in order to protect it from online misuse and any unauthorized access. This means that anyone on the internet should not have access to any of your personal information, and online privacy and things like lockdown browsers are great for keeping that information personal, or they also have secure websites that can help you with that as well. This also helps to prevent identity theft and personal boundaries being crossed while helping to control digital identity, because most apps nowadays and any online resources used in schools or even for personal use require your personal information, and that is something that is unique to each individual person. So, with online privacy, that helps to limit access to scammers and things like that. Next, we have acceptable use policies in public schools. So, these are known as AUPs, and AUPs are used to define rules for these schools about technology, networks, devices, and even the internet as a whole. AUPs are set in place to help protect the privacy and data of each school and their property, along with helping to keep plagiarism and copyright laws from being broken. These also cover device care and responsibility for online behavior, and they can include violations and consequences. So, with copyright and plagiarism, most teachers, if not all, recommend that you do not plagiarize and that you do not have anything copywritten, because that is illegal. Plagiarism is often used in younger grades and even up into the college levels, where students like to copy and paste and don't use their own work, or a lot of them like to use ChatGPT, and that is where plagiarism comes into play, because they are not citing any of their resources because it is AI. And then when it comes to copyright, if you print something that does not have a copyright label, then you are doing it illegally. Um, that is because anyone that created it has the authority to say yes or no, you cannot buy this or borrow this or print this. That is what copyright is. Moving on, we have cheating and plagiarism in the classroom. So, just like I mentioned, when it comes to cheating, students are hurting themselves by being dishonest. This comes from the help of using unauthorized materials like resources such as Wikipedia, AI, ChatGPT, um, Grok, things like that. Those are not individuals that are thinking out their resources and their responses. They are using a resource that is not cited. Plagiarism is commonly used by students, but is an act of using someone else's ideas or words without proper acknowledgement. If you do not cite what you are saying or reading or using, then you are doing plagiarism. Both are eligible for consequences that could result in a failing grade, suspension, or expulsion, because at the end of the day, you are using someone else's work. And if you're using someone else's work, it's free, and you're not citing it, and it's not coming from you, it's coming from someone else. So they did the work for you. Therefore, you would result in a failing grade. Plagiarism is not just borrowing, it's stealing. Don't rob yourself from a good grade when all it takes is a little bit of effort. Next, we go into copyright laws and how they affect students and teachers. So, copyright laws allow creators to have exclusive rights to their work. Like I previously said, copyright is typically put on the bottom of papers or books or anything that can be printed. Um, Pictures typically have watermarks, which are your copyright labels, or you get a contract that states you have copyright release. When it comes to printing off things for bulletin boards or things such as worksheets for your students, most of them will have a copyright label somewhere on the paper. Teachers are allowed to use copyrighted work if it's part of an accredited nonprofit institution of education. That means they are allowed to print worksheets from online resources as long as they are accredited. For students, copyright protects their original work and requires them to respect others' property. People that are making these things for you to be able to print and use put a lot of work and effort into that. So the copyright label is for people not to steal and take credit for someone else's work. Um, and then digital citizenship as a whole is defined as the importance of understanding online safety and privacy, the use of technology used in a positive and productive purpose, and the use to learn, create, and collaborate through the use of technology. This just describes what digital citizenship is and how it is important in classroom settings. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.